I remember my family and we were looking, calling, searching for any kind of help. There was just nothing unless we could come up with tens of thousands of dollars.
We really are proud to stand up for our motto that we believe in youth. We should not practice law light for children. We should give children the most zealous advocacy and defense that they are entitled to under the Constitution.
I didn't really know what to think because it was my first case, so I was kind of like confused, having to tell my mom, like, man, we got to find somebody new, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to just keep hearing that I can't get help. And then that's when Pat came in and like really started helping me out.
Had we been able to have a transfer hearing, which we now have because of our organization, which Tana didn't have because it predated that reform, we would have had a good chance to argue in front of a very sympathetic judge.
Because I had already was direct file.
As we changed the presumption so that we were able to get him into Foot Center, and that was because of organization. Once he went to Foot Center, he did extremely well. In fact, we had testimony at his sentencing that he was the best client they'd ever had at Foot Center.
We have this impression in our society that juvenile records should disappear when you're 18. The Juvenile Law Center did a report, and Colorado's second worst in the nation for expungement laws.
We have to decriminalize adolescence and humanize children again.
There were 45% of youth going through the juvenile system who had no lawyer at all. We were able to make sure that now there's a law requiring the youth to have a lawyer at their very first court appearance.
And he looked at me, this incredibly charismatic, confident kid, and said, "So I don't have to be that person anymore." In the eyes of his classmates who had seen him arrested, he was that kid. He was a bad kid. In the eyes of his teachers, he was a bad kid.
And we have to fight that. We believe in them, that they are not the worst thing they've ever done.
Please remember me, I believe, by the rosebud.
He said he always remembered the buzzing of the light in a room that he could touch both sides of the wall.
Made me completely shut down, made me not even want to talk to my own family. And then it's just the whole process of registering, court, arrest. It takes a mental and physical toll on a child. It makes them not want to be a part of a society anymore. It makes them not want to even have friends. My lawyer at the time advised me to plead guilty, admitting something that you did not do is the ultimate crime to yourself because you're telling a lie to yourself.
At that time, juveniles who were direct filed by the prosecutor had no remedy except to be defend themselves in adult court.
My brother had just turned 17, was getting ready to start his junior year in high school. I remember it was on a Sunday night, and he ended up drinking. He was drinking. He knew he was too intoxicated to drive, so he decided he would stay the night at the house that he was at. That following Monday morning, he got in the car. I was driving home and had a head-on collision. And he killed a man. He woke up in the hospital and was told that what he had done and that he was being charged with aggravated vehicular homicide. We weren't allowed to see my brother, and it took about two and a half weeks. He went to Gilliam after he got out of the hospital. And then one day, without notice, my dad gets a call saying that the prosecutors have decided to charge my brother as an adult, that they were going to be picking him up from the Gilliam within hours and transporting him to the Denver County Jail. And we were reassured that it was going to be okay because he was going to be in protective custody. We were actually relieved until we found out that that meant solitary confinement.
For kids who had no business being in adult jails were being placed in adult jails, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Seeing his nervous twitches, the dark circles under his eyes, just kind of the overall loss of hope.
We know from psychiatrists and from psychologists studies that American Psychiatric Association considers that torture.
We showed up to court and we're waiting and waiting and waiting. We were pulled out by the Denver detectives who said my brother would not be in court because he had committed suicide. They apologized that nobody had called to tell us and that we'd shown up to court. So here we are left in a stairwell. I remember being in the stairs thinking, oh my gosh, my dad's crying and all of these people are walking by. They can see my dad cry. He was such a strong man. The way that it all happened, nobody calling us to tell us what had happened, various aspects of his death still unanswered. We laid my brother to rest, and we really started looking into the way that the system works, and we found out that it was never a judge who sentenced my brother as an adult. It was the prosecutors who decided that my brother should be charged as an adult. Had there been a CJDC when all of this was going on with my brother, I truly believe my brother would be here. It would have given so much hope to our family.
And we have a lot of exciting things that we're planning to work on and change in the near future, including collateral consequences. We'd like to work to get expungement of juvenile records done automatically, deregistration for juvenile who are accused of sex offenses. So many different things that we plan to change in the next few years here at CJDC.
It was an amazing feeling to have a judge recognize the work that Tamisha has done and how far she's come. She's overcome a great deal of childhood struggles to be the amazing adult that she is today, and we are so proud that she can say that she no longer has a juvenile record and that the court has granted her expungement. No more felonies.
Please remember me happily by the rose bush laughing.